Hey, folks, it's Dave back here in Studio B, and I'm going to try something a little different here tonight, something I haven't played in quite a long time. It's going to be playing, I'm going to be playing some Stratomatic baseball cards and dice. I got the itch to play, and I know I do really like the PC version, but I'm going to go old school tonight, and we're going to try to do this and have some fun. And part of this is my guilt from my pile of shame, if you will. Okay, and meaning that I have a lot of Strat hockey, but I have some Strat baseball too. And I said, something, I need to play some of this stuff here. So I dug out 1973, and I'm going to play Game 1 of the ALCS is between the Orioles and the A's. And I was going to play 77, but I was like, no, I'm going to go 73. I like some of the names I'm seeing here, Jackson and Bando and Rudy and those guys and Campanera. So I said, I'm going to go back to 73. Not real familiar with 73. I'm more familiar with 77 and up. But I want to see, because if this is fun and I enjoy this, then I'm going to maybe pick up 76 if it's still in stock. And Ron McGrath's here. Thanks for coming by, Ron. I'm doing okay. We had a nice digital to dice today that we did as we talked with Bernie Strom. That was a fun show. And then we had a nice talk afterwards, too. So everything was really, really fun with that. So let me see here. What I need to do is go to my overhead here. And here's my game. So we're going old school tonight. We're going to play with the cards on the table. You won't be able to see them. I don't think my webcam is that good. But I will keep score here in Excel. Okay, how about that? So we'll split the difference. I will have a scoreboard tonight in Game 1. I am playing basic, as you can see. I'm not using this side. I'm using the basic side. I want to get back into some basic, and then I'll work my way back to advanced. I have played advanced with some degree of success. And let's just leave it at that. So, anyway, so let's get on with Game 1 here tonight. I'm excited to play. I practiced for a few minutes, so I think I'm getting okay at basic mode. I didn't want to do anything advanced online. No way, not yet. So I want to play some basic and see if I can get back into having some fun with Stat. Oh, no. Oh, Ron, that is terrible. That is terrible. I will be thinking of you. That is just awful. Sorry to hear that, Ron. That's, It's always tough when you lose a family member, especially that. I'm really sorry to hear that, Ron. I really am. But I'll be thinking of you. I will. And it just sucks. Getting old that stuff happens all the time. Is when you get old. It started with our heroes. You know what I mean? Our sports heroes are all passing away. All the hockey players I watched growing up are passing away. And so getting old it sucks for you, and it sucks. It just does. Anyway, but I'm sorry about that, Ron. All right, so we have Jim Palmer on the mound for the Orioles. They're the home team, and he's a Strat player too. Oh, that's I'm glad he played Strat. Let me just say that I'm glad he played Strat. Cleveland baseball fan stops by here as well. So Bert Campaneris for Oakland is going to lead it off. He is the shortstop, and again, just playing basic mode. I'm playing Dave's way. I'm going to just play this and have fun. I may make a ton of mistakes. I may bring in people that you wouldn't bring in, but I'm here having some fun with baseball tonight, trying to get back into some Stratomatic baseball. Cards and dice here from the stadium. It's Gardner Stadium. You can't really see. Oh, you can see it a little bit. All righty. So hopefully you can see the dice with the lights, how I have them set up. I got a little different setup tonight for the lights. All right, so we have a 5 and a 6. That's off the Palmer card. A 5 and a... 5 and a 6, that's a triple on a 1 to 3. Otherwise, that's going to be a single. And so right off the bat, Campaneris is on with a single. So Campaneris for the A's is on. He's a stealing A. Alrighty, so now if he tries to steal, Etchebarren is the catcher. I'm kind of using the suggestion in the rule book here where it says if the catcher is a 2, we can subtract 3 from the stealing to make it a little bit tougher on the steal. I think I might do that, actually. Just because it's just too easy to steal if you don't have any checks. So we're going to try to steal here right off the bat. So Campaneris is going to take off. I like to steal bases, and his stealing is an A. So it's going to be 1 to 15 minus 2 is 1 to 13. So let's see if we can steal the base. So Campaneris looks in, Here we go. And he takes off, and he is safe. So he's into second base with a stolen base. And so now coming up at the plate is Rudy. Joe Rudy. I love Joe Rudy. I just love the name. As Scott shows up. Scott, thanks for coming by here. Game 1, ALCS. Don't know why I'm playing 73, but I am. I'm playing 73 and having some fun. All right, so Joe Rudy comes up to the plate, and I will do my best to play this correctly. But again, it's the Dave way tonight. Joe Rudy is going to be in left field tonight. Here we go. So it's a 3, and that's a 9. So it's a Rudy card. Struck him out. So Joe Rudy goes down swinging, and there's 1 away. That brings up Sal Bando. I do like basic mode. It is basic, but it is fun. So Sal Bando, still with Campaneris, camped on second base. Here we go. And we have a 3 and a 6. And, on a 1, that's a homer. Otherwise, that's a double for your trouble. So, Sal Bando, right, a 3 and a 6, that's a double. So, Bando's going to double home Campaneris. Hey, and it's 1-0. And that's going to be 2 hits now. And it's 1-0 for the A's. Right? 2 hits, a single and a double. So Bando's on at second, and Palmer is getting wrecked. I think in the actual game, it was Vida Blue that got racked up, right? So Reggie Jackson is in right field. So with 1 away and Bando on second, what can Mr. October do? We have a 3-6, and he struck him out. So Palmer with a couple of Ks here. We now have 2 outs on the inning. I could try to find a out marker here. I don't know if that would help at all, but 2 outs. Would that help? What do you think? Where's the bases loaded NES sound effect when the run scores? Right? I know. I should get some sound effects. I do have some sound effects over here, but they're all for like hockey. All right, so Jackson struck out. So now we have the DH, D-Ron Johnson. And Mr. Johnson, let's see what he can do with a man on second base. A 1, boy, everything's coming off the batter cut. A 1 and a 7. And that's a single. So now it doesn't have anything after it, so we can try to send the runner. And that runner is, who is it now? Bando. So Bando is 113 on the base running. And so I think 1-13 he would be safe. Although I think there was a couple things that said you could, maybe check the fielder or something like that. But no, we're just going to go 1-13. So we're going to try to score him. So it's going to be a single by Johnson. Bando is going to try to come around to score. And I said it's a 1-13, right? I think I said 1-13. Let me double check. And again, this is basic. This is just Dave basic mode. And here we go. And he's in there. So Bando will score. That's another hit and another run. And so Oakland is really off to a hot start here. They have 3 hits already. They got 2 singles and a double. And they lead this one now 2-0 here in the first part of the inning. And the Guardians use the Mario Brothers coin collect sound when they score. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. So still man on first base here, 2 outs. And it's going to be Gene Tennis. Gino is the first baseman. And we have a 4 finally off the pitcher card here. We have a 4 and an 8. And that's a walk. Oh, boy, the Pantera walk. So, Palmer in a little jam here. Oh, I got rid of my outs. Sorry about that. I got rid of my outs marker. How about that? So we got 2 outs here in the inning, and it's 2 on, and it's going to be up to now Angel Manguel. I'm not sure if that's how you say his name. Like I say, 73 is a little bit before I started following baseball. So we got Angel Manguel, a 5 and a 9, and that's going to be a strike him out. So he finally gets out of the jam, but he gives up 3 runs, 3 hits and 2 runs. Whew. And so we're going to go now So Manguel is out. So we struck out 3 a little late. And we're going to go to the bottom of the first now. Vida Blue is on the mound for the Oakland A's. So we don't have anybody out right now. So that's what we're going to do with that. And so now we're in the bottom of the inning. So I can put up a 0 here because we're in this inning. And coming up is Merv Rettenmund. He's the right fielder. So Merv Rettenmund. It's going to be a 3 and a 4. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And since there's nobody on base, I really don't have to check anything. So it's just going to be a G1. And we have 1 away. I used to hate hitting it back to the mound. If you can't get it past the pitcher, it's like so embarrassing. It's almost worse than a strikeout. Alrighty, so we have a 1 and a 10. And that's going to be a double on a 1 to a 15. I rolled a 16. So that's going to be a single. Alrighty, so Bobby Grich will pick up the single. And he is on base. His stealing is a B. So that's 1 to 13 minus 3 would be 1 to 10. So we're not going to steal. So we're just going to send up Paul Blair with 1 out and 1 on. And we're not going to steal right now. And a question, if there are any Strat players in here, I take it we got Strat players in here. Question I have, because I haven't played this in a while. So we're holding the runner. Okay, it says if you're holding the runner, any ground ball with a ++ is a base hit. And I think it's a base hit 2 bases. I think that's a little heavy, because you don't know where that ground ball is going. You know what I mean? But if that's what the rule is, that's what the rule is. So let me know if that's what the rule is if you're holding the runner, which I imagine we are right now, because if we weren't, he would have a better chance to steal. But as a ++, is that automatic no matter what? Just let me know. I'm going to play it that way until I hear different. A 2 and a 10 for Paul Blair. 2 and a 10. Oh, again, a double on a 1 to 16. I roll a 20. So that's a single, 2 bases. So Grich is going to get on to third, and Blair will go to first, as we just can't roll low enough to take the extra bases. So Grich on third, Blair on first, and with only 1 away, the Orioles got some things cooking in the bottom of the first. So we have 2 hits here by the Orioles, so I try to keep up with this scoreboard as well. And Tommy Davis is the DH. And we rolled a 3 and a 6, and that's going to be a double on a 1 or a single 2 bases on a 2 to 20. So that's going to be a single for Davis. Grich comes in, and Blair goes to third. So Grich comes in, Blair to third, and Davis goes to first. And just like that, this game is tightened up now. It's 2 to 1. So it's going to be a very offensive game. I take it. Still only 1 away here for Vida Blue, as he is very blue here in this first inning. Don Baylor. And we have a 4-11 for Don Baylor. And that's a fly ball to left field X. So I need to get out my chart. Got my chart here. I still need my chart. Fly out to left field X. So in left field for Oakland is Joe Rudy, who's a 2. So a 2 outfield with a 1. Uh-oh. That's an out, and all the runners hold. Nice catch by Rudy. So a little flare out in the left field. Not going to get the job done. Not deep enough. Everybody has to hold. So there's 2 outs on the fly out by Baylor to Rudy out in left field. That was kind of neat, actually. I liked how that worked out. And Brooks Robinson now. Alrighty, so Cleveland Baseball Center, that's what the rules say about ++ being runner advanced for any runner held on. However, if you want a house rule, it'd say the fielder is responsible for holding the runner, then it's a single. I'm up in the air, like I say, because on the basic, it's just any ++ if you're holding the runner on. So, I mean, technically here, I don't think I would hold the runner on here because there's 2 outs, and so I went on a risk the base hit. So, so Davis could steal technically, right? If he's not being held. I think if he's being held, you subtract 2. Was that what it said on stealing? Maybe. You subtract 2, roll the 20-sided die. For added realism, If he's being held, you use the catcher. I see. If he's not being held, then you wouldn't use the catcher. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out that one there. It's written a little vague. I guess it's not, but if I'm thinking, I don't know where the hit's going because it just says ground out. That's the thing. It doesn't really say where it's going. I don't think. No, sometimes it does. All right, so let's go here to Robinson. Brooks Robinson. Oh, we get to play Brooks Robinson tonight. Brooks Robinson. Hang on one second. I got to turn down his heat. She turned up the heat on me. Sorry about this. Hang on a second. She came down here this afternoon while we were recording the podcast. I'm like, why am I burning up? Well, she turned on the heat down here. I keep it quiet. I keep it cool because the lights heated up and I don't need it hot. Okay, so we're back now. Brooks Robinson. No, where were we? Where were we with Brooks Robinson? All righty. So we have a 6 and a 6 for Brooks Robinson, and that's off of Vita Blue. That's a pop out to shortstop. So a P6. And that ends the inning, but they get one. So they got 1, 2, 3 hits. And they got a run, a couple of bad dice rolls. They would have had another one. And that ends the inning. So we go to the top second. And it's 2-1 rather, for the A's. Let me get rid of this so Robinson's out. And I'll bring in Palmer. Yeah, I imagine not many people are playing basic, I think advanced would be the way to go. And I'll get there. I did play advanced once. Ron made me play it. Ron's like, you got to play advanced. All right, I'll play advanced. So I played advanced, and I did okay. There was a few things that were a little confused. I don't think I'll ever do super. I'm not going to get there. All right, so we got Ray Fosse. I think it's Fosse. He's the catcher. Raymond rolls a 6 and a 7, and that's going to be a pop-up to first base. So Fosse with a P3. And we have one away. Coming up next is Dick Green for the Green. And Mr. Green is second base for the A's. And we have a 2 and a 5 for Mr. Green. It's a fly ball to center field. Racing over to make the catch is Blair, and Blair will catch it. 2 away. And now we go to the top of the order. Campaneris coming up. And he singled and scored a run. Singled, stole a base, and then scored a run in that first inning. That very wild and crazy first inning. 3-8. Boy, a lot of batter card rolls in this game. Campaneris a 3-8, and he popped this up to third base. So a little P5, and that'll do it. So nothing across here in the second for the A's, and that brings up the O's. We have the A's and we have the O's. So we are, what am I doing here? Okay. So we are in the bottom of the second. I'll pick up the pace a little bit now. I'll get a little quicker. Williams is coming up. Earl Williams, and Earl Williams is the first baseman for the O's. Finally off the card here, the pitcher card, 5 out of 12, and it's a line drive right at second base. So L4, does that sound about right? L4, and we have one away. Coming up next, we have, oh boy, Andy Etchebarren. He's the catcher, Andy Etchebarren. 4 and a 6, and Strat him out. First K of the day for Vita Blue. And Etchebarren, see you later. All right, so we have Mark Belanger coming up with 2 away. Belanger, first at-bat, he is the shortstop here. And let's see what Belanger will do. A 2 and a 5. And struck him out. That's a couple of Ks here. And so Vita Blue gets out of this inning without any damage whatsoever. And we're going to go to the third inning now. And it's 2-1 A's. You don't know how much, like when you talk, how much water you go through. When I do my movie reads, it takes me about 45 minutes when I do the YouTube stuff. And I go through 2.5 bottles of either water or Gatorade when I do my reading. That's how much I drink when I do that stuff. All right, so we have Joe Rudy. He struck out the first time up as he comes up for the A's to tries to lead the way. And we have a 5 and a 6. So off the Palmer card. Oh, that's going to be it was almost a triple. It was going to be a single on a 4-20. So Rudy's on. So Rudy comes up here in the third inning, and he singles, and that's going to be another hit for the A's. So Rudy's on base. His stealing is E, so he's going nowhere. But Rudy is on base. So we have one on and nobody out. Palmer on the mound. Palmer versus Vida Blue. How fun is that? I haven't played these guys in a long, long time. Sal Bando had a double, scored a run. Sal Bando a 5 and a 9, and struck him out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts for Palmer if you are scoring at home. And is Scott still here? Scott was the one that when we played. What were we doing when he was keeping track of? Oh, was it the Clemens? Was it the Clemens one that he was on? He was guessing the strikeouts, and he was keeping track of the strikeouts when we were doing something. I don't know if it was the 86 Red Sox or what it was, but he was guessing on the strike. Oh, no, it was 79. The 79 season that I'm playing. When we were doing that with season ticket, he was guessing. Even Pocket Penner, he was guessing the strikeouts. That was really cool. All right, Jackson, he struck out the last time. A 4-9. Single on a 1-6, and he got the 1, so it's a single one-baser. So Jackson is going to single, sending Rudy down to second base. So with one away, the A's, they have something going again. So Oakland is starting to hit Palmer around. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 hits now. You were tracking Ryan. That's what it was. Okay, you were tracking Nolan. And you came pretty close when I remember. I think you came pretty close. So we have 2 Ducks on bases here, and it's going to be D-Ron Johnson, who singled the last time he was up. And we have a 1-10, and that's going to be a single 2 bases on a 2-20. So another single for D-Ron, and Rudy's going to score, and Jackson goes down the third. So Rudy comes around to score, Jackson goes in the third, and Johnson goes down to first. So it's another hit, and it's another run. And it is now 3-1. All right. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Like I say, all you Strat masters here are probably looking at me kind of laughing. but when you haven't played, you haven't played. And I was actually reading the rules tonight, and I was watching some videos on YouTube to try to remember how to play. Because it's just been a while. Basic's not hard, but you still want to get it right. Gene Tennis, he walked the last time up. So Palmer in a jam here. We have a 5-8. 5-8. Fly ball to left field B. That's got batter is out. The runner on third will score. So Tennis with a fly out to left field, and coming in to score is Reggie Jackson. So another run comes across, and it's now 4-1. And now we have 2 outs here on the fly ball sacrifice. And now we have Manguel. It's Angel Manguel. That's how I pronounce it. So we have 2 away. We had 3 hits in this inning, and we have 1 run in, or 2 runs in. 2 runs in. Jackson comes in to score on the fly ball. I'm trying to mark off my score sheet while I do it here. So 2 away. And we still have Johnson sitting on first base. And it's Manguel, who struck out the last time. And a 2 and a 4. Fly ball into left field. And we don't need to check anything else because that is out number 3. But they pick up 3 more hits. So they have 6 hits now. And they picked up another run. And the A's are looking pretty good here through 2.5. All righty. So let's go over here. And do this, and clear off the bases, and here we go. All right, so we have Merv Rettenman. He is the leadoff hitter for the Orioles, and he grounded back to the mound the last time he was up. So we have a 3-10. And a 3-10 is a strikeout. He struck him out. So Retman goes down, and that is the third strikeout for Vita Blue in this game. So Retman goes down, and we have one away. There is a 4-5-6 on this dice, right? Because it just seems like I am just consistently rolling off the batter card. Not a bad thing. Just noticing it though. Bobby Grich singled and scored a run for the Orioles here tonight. We have a 2 and a 11, 2-11, and that's a ground ball down to second base. So it's going to be a G4 for Grich. And now we have 2 away in the Oriole second. Paul Blair, he singled as well. It seems like everybody's got a single in this game. 7 Ks for Blue. He's got 3. 3 right now. And I'm not even sure about Strat fatigue. I don't even know about Strat fatigue. What is the Strat fatigue? I could look it up, but if anybody knows offhand on basic, what is the Strat fatigue? I'm probably just going to go with my own anyway, but it's just curious. 2 and a 6 off the Blair card with 2 outs and nobody on. A 2 and a 6. Oh, he's going to single again. So Blair, a little floaty float onto the outfield. He is on. He's got a stealing B. I'm going to run around with 2 outs. Do I want to try to steal 1 to 10? What the heck? We got 2 outs. We got nothing to lose here. 2 outs. We're going to go for it. 1 to 10. And he is... Oh, he's in there. He's in by an eyelash. He is safe with a stolen base with a 9. That was close. But Johnson goes down and beats the throw. I'm sorry. No, Blair goes down. Beats the throw. I was in the wrong area here. Blair goes down and gets it. Okay. So he's a stolen base. And Tommy Davis is still on the mound, still on the plate here, waiting for it. He's got the pitch clock going. He's waiting. Tommy Davis is waiting for the pitch clock. What is the pitcher's inning number on the front of the card? Pitcher 4. That's all it says. Pitcher 4, batting number 1. And pitcher 3, batting number 1. So do I have to flip it over to look at the other one? It doesn't have that. Maybe it's on the other side. 7. Okay. It's on the other side. Maybe that's what I'll use. Maybe basically just make it up. All right, Tommy Davis coming up with a man on second base. Tommy Davis, a 5-9. Oh, boy. Off the Vita Blue card, a 5-9 with an 11, and Davis has cranked this one out. This is gone. This is a home run. A Jeepers Creepers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I forgot that. So that's 5 hits now, and it's a 2-run jack. Everybody scores. Tommy Davis with a home run off of Vita Blue, and it's now 4-3. So we have a 2-out single, a stolen base, and a home run by Tommy Davis. Yeah, the other side of the card. Yeah, I think I caught that on the other side of the card. So there's still 2 away. And it's going to be Donnie Baylor coming up for the Orioles. We have a 6 and a 2. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. A P1 and that, or G1, whatever it is. That's fine. And that ends the inning. But they pick up how many hits? 2 hits and 2 runs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 hits and 5 hits. I keep forgetting to put the hits up. I will get better at that. All righty, so let's go to the top of the 4th as we're moving along here tonight. Game 1 of the 1973 ALCS. Who would ever thought, I'd be playing Game 1 of the 1973 ALCS on this channel and having so much fun doing it, right? Who would have thought? All righty, so we're going to have Ray Foss coming up. He popped it up to the first baseman back in inning number 2. Ray Foss for Oakland He's got a 3 and an 8. And a 3 and an 8 is a ground ball to third base. So it's going to be a G5, and there's one away here in the fourth. Coming up is Dick Green, who flied out to center field. We have a 1-9 for Dick Green. Struck him out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts now for Jim Palmer. And Bert Campaneris, the top of the order, comes up. And he is singled and looks like he's popped out. So Campaneris, this is his fourth inning. This is his third trip to the plate. How about that? Campaneris, a 5 and a 6. And he's going to rope a single. That's going to be a single. So Campaneris goes to first base. Now, he stole the base before. I'm not going to have him steal again. I don't like to do too many steals in a game, so he's just going to sit there. And I think we have to hold him on because he's an A. So technically, I think we're going to hold him on. We're just not going to have him steal. So that's kind of what I'm going to do here. So we have Joe Rudy coming up, who singled his last time up. Oh, I threw this dice here too, so I got to put that back there at 2 away. That's my out die. We have a 1-11. And line out to shortstop plus injury. I'm not going to play injuries tonight. So this is going to be a line out to the shortstop, and that will end that. But they do pick up a hit, no runs, but we go to the bottom of the fourth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. All right, so there we go. Bottom of the fourth now. And coming up, we have Brooks Robinson. It's coming up. Oh, did I have the wrong color out there? I think I did. I put out the wrong color. My bad. We'll fix it. Alrighty, so Brooks Robinson for Baltimore now. And what has he done? He has popped out. He's only been up once. He popped out. So now we have a 4-4. Fly ball to center field X. All right, so let's go to my center field chart. So that's going to be hit to Manguel, who's a 4. Out in the outfield, so we have a 4-1, and he is out. So it's going to be a nice catch by Manguel in the center field, right? 4-4, center field X. I like the defensive checks. I really do. So it's going to be a fly out to center field, and we have one away. It's one thing I like to have in my baseball games, are defensive checks. I just do. And Williams, Earl Williams, who has lined out in this game. It's his second at bat. Earl Williams with a 2 and a 5. And home run. 1-14. I have an 8. And Earl Williams sends this one deep. And Williams touches them all. And that's going to be a home run. The second home run off of Vida Blue. Holy cow. So that's going to be a hit and a run. And just like that, the game is, look at how even this game is, 4-6-0. So Williams with the 6th hit, and that's the second home run, as Davis and Williams have homered. Whew, and there's still only one away. And it's going to be Etchebarren. Etchebarren against Vida Blue. And Dave Little stops by. Baseball fans, I was watching you wrestling tonight. I don't like Bob Backlund. I never did. He was such a boring champion when I was going through my wrestling years in junior high school. It was just like, please, somebody beat this guy. He was boring. 6-9. And struck him out. So Vida Blue with another strikeout. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts for Blue. I think. I should keep track of my strikeouts somewhere. So Etchebarren goes down, and now Mark Belanger comes up with 2 away. And I like using this dice trade. This dice trade, I bought this secondary. I bought the hockey one first, and then I bought this one. And this, I don't even use the hockey one. I just use the baseball one. Belanger with 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth. 1 run in, and we are tied. We have a 2-12. Fly ball into right field, and coming over to make the catch is Reggie Jackson. And that will end that. So let's go to the top of the 5th. That's where we are right now. And it is all knotted up at 4. And this is pretty fun. This 73 ALCS Game 1. So we have Sal Bando coming up. He struck out, and he's doubled in this game. Palmer. I should keep track of my strikeouts, right? So what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this guy's got 1, 2, 3, 4. That way I don't have to keep tallying it up. So Bando coming up here in the top of the 5th. 3-11. Single on a 1-17. Yes, that's going to be a single for Bando. So Sal is on for Oakland. So I'm going to use the right color this time. Nobody caught that. I bring out all my pegs to color code everything, and I screwed it up. Okay. Reggie Jackson coming up. How can you not like Reggie Jackson? Reggie Jackson with nobody out. And he's not going to bunt. We're not going to bunt with Reggie Jackson. I haven't bunted yesterday. I'm a bunt and steal type of guy. Not so far tonight. 1-5. And he gets the walk. So base on balls for Reggie. So down to second goes Bando, and Reggie will take first. Thank you very much. Still nobody out. Palmer in some trouble. In Bears Den, 73 has been a fun season to play. I'm not that familiar with it. I started following at 74, 75. I started just to get into it, and then after that, right through about 82, I was really into it. So this is a little bit before me, but I still recognize a lot of the names. They're just a little bit younger. And there's some guys that I don't have a clue who they are. That's okay. I'm learning. Nobody out. First and second for Oakland here in the 5th. In a 5-5. Oh, no. That was almost a home run. It's going to be a fly ball into right field B. Batter is out. Runner on third scores. Everybody else holds. So it's going to be a fly ball to right field. So Jackson, right? F5. Fly ball to right field. So Reggie Jackson. Oh, he's already up. Never mind. Jackson's on base. Johnson, who's got 2 singles, is going to fly out to the outfield. All right, so he's going to do that. So we do have one away now. So the infield at double play depth, if you will, and it's Gene Tennis, who's walked and flied out. So we have 2 A's on the base pass here. Oh, did I not put up my hit? I don't think I put up my hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they get another hit. That single gives me another hit. I always forget to do the hits. That's why I can play in the computer game is fun. Patrick says, Bob Backlund, oh boy. How can I like Reggie Jackson, not Bob Backlund? That's a good question. That's an excellent question, and I'm not even going to answer that question. A 2-3. Ground ball to third B. So we got a batter is out. Oh, wait, ground ball B. Batter is out at first. If one or more runners are forced, runner on first is out, batter is safe. Okay, so there's going to be third to second. That's how that's going to go. So they just got the 1. I'm getting better at that. So Tennis hits it down to third base. So that's going to be a fielder's choice 5-4. So 5-4 fielder's choice. So this guy's out. No, this guy goes to third, and that guy's out. Alrighty. So he goes to third. The guy is out. Jackson is out going to second. So we got Bando at third, Tennis at first, and now there's 2 away, if I did that correctly, which I hope I did. And coming up is Angel Manguel. And he is struck out and flied out. So he's not looking good right now for the A's with 2 outs as they try to get the go-ahead run here in the 5th. We have a 4-9, and that's, No, that's going to be a line drive to third base, and that's going to be snagged by Brooks Robinson. So a line out down the third, and that will end the inning. So the A's threatened, but they did not score. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. And it's 4-4. Okay. Right? Bottom of the 5th. 4-4. And I really hope this is not going to be an extra inning thing. Don't jinx me. I got Juckett in the back of my head. All right, so it's going to be for Baltimore now. Top of the order. All right, Merv. He grounded out and struck out. He's not had a good night for Baltimore. Not as a leadoff hitter. So we have a 6-7 off the Vita Blue card. A 6-7. And that'll be a fly ball into right field. And so Rettman swings, and that is 1 away. Bobby Grich. He singled and grounded out. There we go. We have a 5-8 for Bobby Grich. So this is going to be off the Vita Blue card, and that's going to be a single. So Grich comes up and gets another hit. So that's a hit for Baltimore. That gives them 7. That puts Oriole on base. And, okay, I think we're finally getting the hang of things here. Oh, there's 1 away. What am I doing? There's 1 away. Leave my outs alone. All right, so now Paul Blair, who's 2 for 2, and a stolen base. Anything's possible here. And I don't know if this guy's... What do I want to do here? He's a stealing B. I was going to have Blair bunt, but he's 2 for 2, so I'm going to let him hit. So we have a 1-5. Struck him out. I should have had him bunt. That's all right. So it's another strikeout for Vita Blue. That gives him 5 strikeouts on the night, and there's 2 away. And still Bobby Grich sitting down there at second base all by him lonesome. He's as far away from the dugout as you can possibly be and still be safe. Tommy Davis singled and homered. 5-9. And are you reading this? A 5-9, 1-15 is another home run. Davis, the DH, has homered again. And 2 runs come in. It's another hit. And it's now 6-4 as everybody scores. So a 2-out home run by Davis. Vita Blue's card is just not that good. That 5-9 is just coming up all night long. I got to change my dice or something. I don't know. Not that I don't even care who wins. I like both teams. So Davis with his second home run, he's 3 for 3 in this game, and I guess that's why Baltimore is in the ALC championship game. So Donnie Baylor coming up. He's got a different story. He's 0 for 2 tonight. So Donnie Baylor, a 5-10. Catcher's card X. I have trouble with the catcher's card. I do. I don't like the catcher's card X. All right, so the catcher's card X. So we're looking at Oakland's catcher, which is Foss, and Foss is a 2 and a 2-11. Pass ball 1, followed by a foul out. So he's going to pop out to the catcher. I think that's kind of how I read that. So Baylor pops out again to the catcher this time, and that is that. But damage was done on the home run. And Vita Blue's in some trouble here as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Playing the 70 teams means stealing bases. Got to love that. Yeah, I like to steal bases. Again, I play for fun. I play this baseball for fun. I play it my way, and that's the way it is. So, yes, 5 Ks right now for Blue and 5 for Palmer. So he can go 8 and he can go 7. So we're still doing okay. So we're in the 6th. It's the top of the 6th. Oakland comes up, and we have Foss coming to bat. So Foss comes up. And we have a 2 and a 6 off Foss. That's going to be a fly ball to left field. So Foss flies out to left field, making the catch is Baylor. And we have 1 away. Dickie Green. Dickie Green is flied out and struck out. Dickie Green with 1 away. 6 and a 5. He struck him out. That gives 6 Ks for Palmer in this game as Dickie Green Ks for the second time. And it's going to be Campaneris coming up now. And he is 2 for 3. The pitch to Burt. 3 and a 5. And that's a single. He is now 3 for 4 in this game. So Campaneris, Oakland, goes here. And with 2 outs, he's on base. He's a stealing A. -2. 1 to 13. I could use a run here with a single up the middle, let's say. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Decide or die time. Decide or die. Odd, he goes. Even, he stays. Even, he stays. Okay, so he's not going to try to steal. I think that's a fun way of doing it. That way there, I don't have to make every decision. All right, so Campaneris singles, and he's not going to go. And Rudy's going to come up. Fossey. Is it Fossey? Okay, Fossey. Thanks, Fossey. All right, so it's Fossey. Got it. I wasn't sure about that one. 4, 8. 4 and an 8 for Joe Rudy. And that's a walk. So, Campaneris down to second. Rudy down to first. And Sal Bando coming up for the Oaks. Sal Bando, 2 for 3 tonight. Sal Bando, a 4-8, and he walks. So, bases are loaded. There's an A on every base, and who's coming up, folks? Reggie Jackson comes up with 2 outs and the bases loaded. This is why we play this, folks. We have Jim Palmer on the mound, and we have Reggie Jackson coming up to the plate with the bases loaded, trailing by 2 in the 6th. This is why we play these things. As Will stops by, thanks for coming by, Will. You joined at a perfect time. We got some craziness going on. I didn't have a drink here before we roll the dice. Key pivotal point of this game. All right. So, what's Reggie going to do? Bases are loaded. Reggie at the plate. 2 away. He has struck out, singled, and walked. Here we go. With 2 outs. A 6-3. Fly ball into left field X. So Reggie hits this to Baylor, who's a 2. Fly ball left field X. So we have a 2, and this is a 6. And he makes the catch for the 3rd out. So Jackson with the chance to light this place up. He does not. And that ends the inning. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I didn't register this hit again. I keep forgetting to do that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's 9? Is that 9 hits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 7, 8, 9. They get 9 hits. Oh, I missed a hit somewhere. I'm falling behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's right. Okay. I missed Campaneris' single. Okay, I'm better now. All righty. That is that. So Jackson can't get it done. Bunt with Reggie. If there was less than 2 outs, maybe. Brooks Robinson coming up as we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Orioles have come back after falling behind early, and they lead this 6-4 in the 6th. Brooks Robinson. We have a 3-8 for Robinson. And line out to the shortstop. L6, 1 away. And yeah, we got some Stratomatic baseball. Just basic, but it's Stratomatic here tonight. I'm trying to get a little bit better at this. Earl Williams. He's lined out and he'd home it. And JT, the Jackson guy will never get it done in the postseason. Yep, you're exactly right. He's not the guy. He's not the guy you want on your team. All right, Williams against Vida Blue. A 6 and a 7. Fly ball to right field. So Williams will fly out to Jackson, and we have 2 away. And now we have the catcher, Etchebarren. Etchebarren. Against Vida Blue. And we have a 6-10. Ground ball down to second base, and that'll end the inning. So a G4, and that'll do it. So Etchebarren grounds out. So we go to the top of the 7th. That was a 1-2-3 inning for Vida Blue. Yeah, Doug, a little Stratomatic tonight. Yeah, I don't know why. I think I was looking at my pile of shame, and I says, I got some seasons I haven't played, and I was flicking through the hockey. I get up last night about midnight because I couldn't sleep, and I took a spreadsheet, and I figured out all the seasons I have for hockey, and that's what I did because I couldn't sleep. And I stumbled on baseball cards. I was like, I got baseball. I need to play baseball. So I'm playing some baseball tonight. Just basic mode. And Vida, remember him on the back of his jersey? He always had Vida for the name above his uniform number. Okay. So we're going to go to the top of the 7th. And leading things off is Deron Johnson. He's got 2 singles and a flyout. There we go. Those were the days. Billy Martin and Reggie, those were the days. They really were. A 3 and an 8. Boy, a lot of batter readings tonight. Unbelievable. 3-8. And Jim Palmer struck him out. 7 strikeouts for Palmer. As Johnson goes down for the first time striking out tonight. So he's 2 for 4. So Johnson is the DH, and he goes down swinging. So we have 1 away. Now we have Gene Tennis of Oakland coming up. Gene has walked and then not done much after that. So here's Tennis with a 4 and a 4. And a 4 and a 4 is a fly ball to center field. So Tennis is going to fly this one out to Blair. And we have 2 away. And coming up is Manguel. Angel Manguel. And what has Manguel done tonight? Manguel has struck out, lined out, and flied out. So now we have a 2-8, and Manguel struck him out. Palmer now with 8 strikeouts on the night. And he strikes out 2 out of 3 here. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. So it is still 6-4 Baltimore here in Game 1. Actually, I'm having quite some fun playing this basic. I really am. And I like the fact that I can choose whether to bunt or steal. I like that there. My Bruins are unbelievable. They're just insane. Although Taylor Hall got hurt, I don't like that. I don't want anybody getting hurt this time of the year. We need everybody going into the playoffs. But they're doing well, and they picked up a couple of new guys, and I've only watched a little bit of them, but I need to start watching more because I could be watching history in the making. Yeah. In 72, Gene was the menace. Okay, well, we'll find out. He's not a menace tonight. So now we have Belanger coming up. It was in the bottom of the 7th now. So Belanger struck out and flied out. He's only had a couple at-bats. So Vida Blue with a pitch in a 3 and a 6. And he's going to pop this one up over to third base. Coming over is Bando. And Sal will make the play. So we have 1 away here in the Oriole 7th. Now we go to the top of the order, Merv Retman. He's been a terrible leadoff hitter tonight. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So Vida Blue to Retman. A 5 and a 6 and a 5 and a 6 is a fly ball to center field. Coming over to make the catch is Manguel. And Retman's had a bad night. So now we get 2 away. Coming up, Bobby Gritch. He's had a good night. 2 for 3 for the Gritch. Let's see if he can get anything going here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 away. 3-11. Ground ball to short, and that'll do that. So that ends that inning there. No runs, no hits, no absolutely nothing. And we go to the top of the 8th. So now I got to think about fatigue. Palmer can go 8, so I guess this is his last inning, but Blue can only go 7. So, and he's given up a lot of hits. He's given up 6 runs, so I'm going to have to take out Blue. Okay? Yeah, Oakland and Baltimore were outstanding there, Tex, in the 70s. Oh, you were a Tiger fan and just couldn't catch much of a break with either of those teams, yeah? I was just a wee little kid, but I do remember a lot of A's and a lot of Orioles. I do remember that. All right, so Oakland coming up to bat here in the top of the 8th. No, that's a wrong answer, Will. It's athletics. Athletics is the answer. And why they had an elephant, I'll never know. That was their mascot, an elephant. I'll never know. It was kind of cool, though. All righty, so Ray Fosse. Fosse, in case Dave Little's still here. Fosse. Ray Fosse against Jim Palmer. And we got a 2-10. And oh, it's going to be a single because he likes to mingle. So a single for Fosse, and he leads off the top of the 8th, and the A's have a runner on. Now he's stealing E, so we don't want to do anything with that. And Dickie Green's the bottom of the order, so we're going to do our first bunt. All righty. Here's our first bunt. So we just need the yellow die, and we're going to do a sacrifice. Here we go. A 15. It helps if I roll the proper dice. 2 to 12. How about that? 8. Batter's thrown out by the first baseman on a nice sacrifice bunt. So, going down to second is Fosse. And we got a sacrifice bunt here by Green. So there's one away, but we did move a runner into scoring position, and we need runs at this point here. Bert Campaneris. Oh, what am I doing here? Sacrifice. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Bert Campaneris. Yep. Top of the order. Bert Campaneris. The Detroit Tigers didn't win a division title, but won against Oakland Juggernaut. Yep. The White Elephant comes from the 1905 World Series. Interesting. That's why you guys are here. You guys help me out with all this stuff. All right. So we have one away, and Bert Campaneris coming up. The top of the order. He's 3 for 4. Campaneris is 3 for 4. Tempted just to put him on base and try for the double play, and I think I'm gonna intentionally walk him, which I don't usually do, but we're gonna intentionally walk him and put him on base because he's just too damn good. All right, so we're gonna pitch to Joe Rudy instead. He's only 1 for 3 tonight, so that's what I'm gonna do. So we got Joe Rudy coming up now against Jim Palmer, 1 away. And men on first and second. And we get a 3 and a 4. And that's a ground ball PA. And I think they got the double play, right? As a completion of a double play. Ground ball back to the pitcher. So it's going to be a double play. So ground out, double play. And that ends the inning. So DP. And so they get what they wanted. Jim Palmer gets out of the jam. So, they do get a hit, by the way, so I forgot to put that on here. So they did get a single from Fosse, right? That's 10 hits, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10 hits. Okay. All right, so now I got to take Vita Blue out of this game because he can only go 7. We're in the 8th. He's given up a lot. So Vita Blue's coming out, and when I looked at who come in, it looked like this in the 8th inning. I think I'm going to go with this Horatio Pina guy. All right, because that looks like they brought him in one game. So Horatio Pina is going to come in. Or Blue Moon Odom. We're going to go Pina. We're going to go Pina. So Vita Blue goes 7 innings. He gives up 8 hits, struck out 5, and he gave up 6 runs. So Pina comes in the 8th. That's how I'm going to do this. So Horatio Pina is going to come in. Again, my game, my rules. And I'm just having fun. So he's going to Pina's going to come in. He's going to face Blair, and Blair has got 2 singles and a strikeout tonight. So here we go. So we have a 2 and a 3, and ground ball shortstop A. So that's going to be an out. So Blair grounds out down to the shortstop, and we have 1 away. Yeah, let me go to the bottom of the 8th. There we go. And Tommy Davis. Tommy Davis, what has he done? A single and 2 home runs. A single and 2 home runs for Tommy Davis. I never heard of Tommy Davis. He's one of the guys that I didn't know. Although he had 7 home runs in a season, and he's got 2 tonight. That's basic mode for you. Basic mode is fun. 6 and a 6. And he's going to double. Holy cow. Davis is 4 for 4. A single, 2 home runs, and a double. And Baltimore now has a insurance run sitting there. And that's going to be another hit for them. Been a pretty even game, but still. So with 1 away and Davis on second base, Donnie Baylor comes up. And he's 0 for everything tonight, for those of you scoring at home. We have a 1-8. Oh, my gosh. He just missed a home run. 1-12 for a home run, and I roll a 13. So that's going to be a double. So Baylor wraps one into the outfield. Davis comes around to score. Baylor winds up at second. So that's another hit. That's 10 hits. And that cashes in another run. And just like that, it is 7-4 Orioles. At least we're having a good game. At least we have some runs coming in. So Brooks Robinson will come up to face Horatio Pina. As Pina comes in the 8th, so I guess make note of that. And Robinson is 0 for everything tonight, too. So Brooks is having a good defensive day, but not so good at the plate. We have a 3-9. Ground ball shortstop A. So batter is out at first. If no runners are forced, runners hold. So the runners are going to hold. So it's going to be a ground ball shortstop for Robinson. And there's 2 away. And Baylor is going to hold at second base. Baylor Baylor. Davis has been kicking ass tonight. He's singled, homered, and doubled. I mean, that's good night as far as I'm concerned. So there's 2 away now, and it's going to be Williams. Now, Williams has also homered, too. Earl Williams has homered for me back in the 4th. There's been 3 home runs for Baltimore. None so far for Oakland. Davis with 2 and Williams with 1. Okay. And we've had some near misses, too. A 6-12. Popped it up to second base. And that will just end everything here. So Pina gets his job done. And he can go 3 innings. So, okay, we'll leave him in for now. So we're going to go to the top of the ninth. I'm going to leave Palmer in. I know he's only supposed to go 8. If he gives up anything, then he's done. So it's 7-4. Palmer going to try to go to distance like he did in real life. But again, any kind of base runner, and I'm going to take him out. All righty, so that's how I'm going to play this year. That's kind of how I usually play it, too. So we got Sal Bando coming up. He's 2 for 3. And we have a 4-10. And a 4-10 is a fly ball in the right field, and there's 1 away in the 9th. So the Orioles are now 2 outs away. And it's Reggie Jackson. Remember, Reggie Jackson had the bases loaded and couldn't do anything with it. So he's up again here. So we have 1 away in the top of the 9th. Jackson trying to extend this game a little bit against Palmer. And we got a 3 and a 4. And a fly ball in the right field again. And there's 2 away. And the crowd is on its feet here at Oriole Park in Baltimore. As Palmer trying to go the distance against D-Ron Johnson, who's got a pair of singles tonight. 2 outs. Here it is. The pitch. A 4-7. And he walked him. So he puts a runner on base here with a base on balls, and that's going to be it for Palmer. I said I would take them out if they got a runner, and I have to be true to my word. So, for the Orioles, coming in, I don't know if I got a closer in here. Doesn't say. We're going to bring in Bob Reynolds. Bob Reynolds is coming in, and he's going to be my relief pitcher. So Reynolds will come in and try to close the door. It's Memorial Stadium. I knew that. That's what I said. All right. Gene Tennis will come up with a man on first and 2 outs, and Bob Reynolds is going to try to wrap this up. All righty. So Palmer goes 8 2/3, and we got Reynolds coming in here. So here we go. As Al Red Sox fan joins us. Al played a terrific football game tonight. I was watching some of that. Those games are fun to watch. All right, so Reynolds against Tennis. Here we go. Gino trying to keep it going. Gino got nothing going tonight right now. Let's see if he can do something here. Here's the pitch. It's a 4-7. And he struck him out, and that ends the game. Woo. And so the final score, it is the Orioles 7 and the A's 4. So Gino could not get it done. Reggie Jackson is our GOAT of the game. Crying out loud. He had the bases loaded and couldn't get it done. So that is that. So the clear the field off. That is that. So that was fun. That was really fun. I have not played Strat baseball in quite some time, at least on the tabletop. I played a lot of the PC. So that was fun to play a little bit of basic mode here tonight and get my feet wet. I know basic mode's a little bit more arcadey, but it was still a really, really fun time. So let me go back here to Studio B real quick. And that is that. Oh, by the way, we had a really good Digital to Dice today. We had Bernie Strom on from one of the community members. You've probably seen him here in the chat room. You've probably seen him on Facebook. You've probably seen him all over the place. He's actually packing up. He's going on a trip. So we recorded today before he packed up and went on his trip. So maybe he'll get to listen to the show on his travels. But anyway, we had a nice talk about, do you play modern games, modern seasons? And I should have rephrased that as recent seasons, because they were thinking that, 2001 was modern. And I'm kind of thinking that, I'm thinking the last 5 or 10 years to be modern seasons compared to, like, I'm playing 73 right now. Why am I playing 73 and not 2021 or 2022? That's kind of what the question was that I was asking. So, but we had some good answers. We had some people submit some answers as well, and we read them off on the show. So it was interesting to see the different reasons why people want to play modern season, why people want to play the older classic season. So, and Bears didn't see I play whichever version of Strat I want. Yeah, I do. I'm getting back into it, so I want to play the basic mode. And then I'll bump it up to advanced. I have played advanced. It's not horrible, as far as me trying to figure it out. But basic is just so much easier. But I do, like on bunting and stealing and plays at the plate, I do miss the arm and the speed comparison rather than just rolling a generic dice. I do miss that. Season Ticket has that, and I love it. So eventually I'll work my way up to advanced. Lefty-righty splits and all that stuff there. But this was fun tonight. This will be a product I'll do. I'll probably play out this series in basic. I don't think I'll stream every one. Who knows? I gotta see how busy I am. But anyway, so maybe I'll be back on the mode with Game 2. I found out I have tomorrow off, so I do not have to travel tomorrow. There's no Game 3 tomorrow, so I'm home tomorrow. So hopefully I can play some of this, and maybe I'll get up in the morning, cup of coffee, Game 2 in the morning. That could be kind of fun. But hey, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. Appreciate all that. Thanks for tuning into Digital to Dice as well. And that is that. So I'm going to go rest my voice. Been a busy weekend of talking and hockey and the whole bit. So that is that. So I'm Dave from Studio B. And again, the ALCS in 1973, Game 1 goes to Baltimore. And they win this one here by a score of 7-4. And we'll talk to you all later. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.